What very realistic event could happen to make 2020 even worse? The big one finally happens in California that we've been warned about our entire lives. The whole of California quarantines itself by fucking breaking apart from the continent. Edit, some of y'all really don't like California. Hurricane season is coming up. I thought hurricane season was over. We've had one, yes. But what about second hurricane season? I don't think they know about second hurricane, Pip. What about category 5 isses? Spawn tornadoes? Storm surges? I found a snake under a blanket in the bedroom. It's already happening, people. Could be worse, could have been in your boot. Hello. How does this happen? Do you folks with specific names have alerts set up for certain phrases being typed into Reddit or something? Is that even possible? No, we just read and chime in whenever we see our names mentioned. Can we at least get through half of 2020 before trying to outdo it? No, we're speedrunning the end of the world this year. I've been needing new shoes. Another hurricane. While everyone's in quarantine, an infectious disease hurricane would not be fun. Yes, everyone must evacuate and move to shelters inland. At that point, it's almost like you have to quarantine the healthy and high-risk people and let everyone else just get it. We like to call that strategy the UK Random Chimp Event. That's my band name. Unexpected solar flare completely shuts down all electronics and internet for a long period. Would be horrible for the quarantined. There. That would be absolutely devastating to the medical industry. Especially now. State-sponsored hackers attacking the medical industry. Yep, that would turn this shit up to 11. It's one louder, and it. Why don't you just make 10 louder, and make 10 be the top number? And make that a little louder? If an enormous solar flare from the sun strikes Earth, it could take out our electrical grid, internet, and almost all electronic devices. A solar flare stuck in 1859 that would have caused $10 billion worth of damages today. Fortunately, most internet backbones are a non-conductive optic. Fucking hell. Can't we have just one corona to deal with right now? This is getting out of hand. Now there's two of them. If Yellowstone erupted, you might as well grab a good bottle of your choice and kick back. Woody Harrelson style. You heard it first from Charlie. Any disasters during this pandemic? Imagine if this is still spreading rapidly in April with mass quarantines and a tornado outbreak on the likes of the 2011 super outbreak. Heads injured normally have medical to go to, but if it's all filled up by sick patients, well let's just hope it doesn't come to that. Everyone in the States, count yourselves lucky that this outbreak didn't hit in July to September and hope it gets cleared before then. Imagine if this was widespread during a Category 5 hurricane impact, when they normally tell an entire region to scram to other parts of the country. Edit, I'm well aware of comments regarding corona still a threat in June to September. You aren't unique. Please stop leaving those comments and instead reply to those that already have done so. Thank you. Earthquakes happen year-round. It would be catastrophic. Natural, Yellowstone erupts. Man-made, some moron decides a war is a good way to kickstart the economy after the corona disaster. Yellowstone is due to blow, but in geological time, it's sometime in the next 100,000 years or so. 2020 is within the next 100,000 years. You are not wrong. But if it did blow, ain't shit we could do about it. So why worry? Alright, this thread is worsening my anxiety. Same, but I can't look away. Why must my thumb betray me? Title of your sex tape. Someone deciding now is a good time to go to war when defenses are down. Edit, and my inbox got defeated. This is border violation. I bet the last thing that is let down during a medical crisis is the functionality of military defense. Cats 2. Too far, man. Too far. Cats 2. Too fast, too furries. Cats 2. Two cats too curious. A Great Depression. This season of Earth is entirely too unrealistic. What have the writers been thinking? They're trying to spice up the storyline since the global warming plot point isn't attracting enough viewers. I think the issue is the global warming plotline is too much of a slow burn, so they put in the scent of world bit to build quick tension. Petition to rewrite this season? When you start seeing big tech companies and banks laying off thousands, that's when you know a depression is coming. Right now, it's just hitting mostly those in the retail and food services industries. Event staff, theater hands, concert hands, trade show workers. We've got nothing now. Sorry I missed you guys. Hospitality and entertainment are also huge parts of the economy. The entire film and TV making industry is gone, or in the midst of disappearing. I'm a costume maker and laid off indefinitely. I mean, at some point it'll come back cause people love watching films and television, but it's hundreds of thousands of people out of work right now. My entire IATS union local is laid off, and I can only assume others are also going to go down or working at lower capacity. Edit, at least for production. Nice to hear things are still in reproduction and of course post-production still has work in the meantime. Let's not give 2020 any more bright ideas please. Edit, thanks for the awards. But I'm down to one good arm thanks to 2020. Let's stop trying to see how it can get worse. It's only the third month and it already feels like a decade has passed. A war almost started, a president went through an impeachment, a continent spontaneously combusted and wreaked havoc on wildlife, only to be saved by floods, and a deadly virus took the world by storm. All in 3 months. You're right. Sounds like the recap of an unfortunate decade. Edit, also Cobain. This virus doesn't just clear up on its own, the vaccine takes longer than estimated to develop, but it's not a cure for those that already have it anyway, and then the virus mutates. International borders are closed, the military begins patrolling to make sure people are not sneaking in. Whole towns and cities are now closing to outsiders, people begin to stop trusting their neighbors or people they don't know. Governments stop behaving democratically and urge the population to report their own family, friends and neighbors to the authorities if they look sick. Nobody has a job, money doesn't matter because it has no use. Violence is a feature of life, the government has gone to ground. And then reports that the military has started shooting civilians at the borders begin to circulate. Nickelback release a double album for Dark Horses. Dear God man. If you like our video please like, share and subscribe our channel. And write and comment how was the video, or if you have any suggestion. Thank you for watching.